Hello, Leo, to your timeless, the love variant reading, where we discuss however love may want to show up or is absent in your neg of the universe. All right, whatever brings you here, you have possibly caught a vibe, and there might be something here for you. With that being said, please bear in mind a few things. If you're a newcomer to this channel, I welcome you. I look forward to see where these waves take us. And should you be a returning listener, you are now seeing things take a different shape. So I've been working on my end, tying up a lot of loose ends, and I'm excited to be here in this now and see where it takes us all. So I hope this is a collective energy that a lot of people are kind of joining in on, and see where this will all take us. With that being said, I am Master Seventh, who reads these energies of yours. Should you resonate with anything, you also know I'm a master healer. Should you be interested in knowing what I am about and what I do, there's some information in detail in the description box below. Should it be of your interest to take a browse through it, you will find also measurements on how to book a healing session, and aka alignment of some kind. I have changed the game of Reiki as well as changed the game of Tarot. My Reiki is named 𝗖𝘀𝗵𝗔𝗽𝗍, and I use it currently. And should you be interested, again, information is down below for that, as well as for any type of readings. As you can see, I'm a reader, so should you be interested in making this a bit more of a personable approach, you know where to find me. Leo, these messages may hit more and probably offer universal justice if you're Leo in Sun rising and or Jupiter position. Should you have Leo placements in any other parts of your chart, should that mean anything to you? You may be in search of emotional redemption, where you may benefit also from the content that I have posted in my sister channel. Again, the description box has all the little tiny details to where you might be brown nosing and want to participate in. In regards to any reading, feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific, and past, present, and future energetic timelines could always come forth to use your discernment to take all of that which belongs to you and to leave the rest behind. Very important. This is a collective reading. I did not seek you out to make a one-on-one. Okay? Neither did you seek me out to make a one-on-one. But we're zoning in on some things, so this is storytelling time. Let's see if you catch a vibe. These are timeless messages. All right. Leo. There's a song and dance happening, and you're not really sure if you're in tune with it. You're not really sure if you're in the right type of alignment. You're not really sure what to do. Over the last few years, I'm hearing after 2020 specifically, you've met a lot of people and you're somehow not in connection with them. You thought at one point, very admittedly so, that they were part of your tribe, and feel that loss that somehow they're not. This most likely speaks on the fact that you're supposed to be a supreme leader. To be a leader is to battle with the moments of internal wars where you think you're alone. What you're doing is actually emanating your power to those who are in your following, those of you which you see and which you don't. That being said, some of you have been very active in social media in the first few bouts of your excitement of wanting to bring yourself closer to what it means for you to have a soul journey. You haven't been very active in that, or at least not as excited as you could be, or wish to be engaging with it, kind of fell off. And it's a regrettable thing. I think that's why it's coming up. If it weren't a regrettable thing, it wouldn't be coming up. So I think it's a regrettable aspect. So, I don't believe that there are any things as regrets in life. They're all just lessons. So if this is something that really eats at you, there's something that you can return to. It's revolving door around that possibility. So should you want to be that petal to go into that right niche and hit an ace one, that moment can be in alignment or be made in alignment for you should you want to go down that avenue again. This does not say have the same type of reconciliation vibe for those of you who are wondering whether or not the person from your past is going to make their way into your present yet again. If there was an emotional disruption of any kind, whether that be a physical one, an emotional one, a verbal one, a spiritual one, ether is having the biggest battle with you at this moment to make it clear with you what you want in your universe and what you don't want in your universe. You're sending mixed signals. Are these your faults? This is argumentative, like everything else. It's not about it being false. It's not about it being left or right, positive or negative. It is about how comfortable you are with yourself and your choices and the things that are attached to you. So should that be on a level of unwellness, then that's something to consider and to pay attention to, so that way you can make it well. You're learning how to change perspective and just being kind of triggered to whatever the political affiliations are for you, or what they should be, or what this all means for this calendar year of this recording is 2024, or just in general what that stigma means. You know, you don't want to lean in any kind of way, and the ether actually really likes that. Quite very controversial, I think, for me to say that out loud, but the ether likes that because they would like for everyone to lean in to themselves rather than leaning left or right. All right, that's it. We're gonna go into the decks. All right, let's see where we want to go. Here in vacation. Workout regime. I didn't want to shuffle that on there. Workout regime. Work out a workout regime. Work out a workout regime. And this isn't about necessarily going to the gym. This is about movement, about physical natures of going with the flow of things, putting resistance to yourself, calisthenics, just movement, being physical, giving yourself mental, physical activities as well. I'm seeing like people coloring book, something physical, right? Drawing, painting, sketching, what else? And then getting into like other types of hobbies. That's more speaking on the physical well-being of self. Too many. We're starting off with the Fool. Oh, slippery. The Fool. Like your own song and dance. Look at that. He's playing an instrument. Could be a clarinet. Yeah. He's dancing to his own song and dance. You have Two of Cups. Love. I love that. So things are taking them time for you, especially material world, because there's a big hot topic called LOVE that you are trying to figure out and working out. Some of you have been in cohesion with your divine counterpart, and what you two are meant to do together did not come up as of late. It will come up sooner rather than later. All right, sooner meaning the minimum of like 6 months is a minimum. Okay, making that solid decision on something, or that first step into a direction of something, or a solidification of a stamping or a sign of agreement of something will make more sense in 6 months' time. That kind of thing. You're not going in blindly as much as you think it is. What's blind is the fact that it's new to ether, giving you a rebuttal of response back. This is hard to like accept in terms of resonance here, I think. But whatever you feel is your mission, Yet for it to come into fruition, and how it's supposed to come into fruition has been such a long, painstaking game, because the topic of love for ether needed to be understood, that you understand the connection and the topic of love, how unconditional it actually really is, that there are no conditions involved in unconditional love. At the same time as those words are uttered, it's a contradiction, because the conditions within understanding unconditional love is that you have to meet all the conditions that you put onto yourself and meet those odds and provide your own conditioning, right? And having that same type of like relationship with self is so exhausting, excuse me, that bringing that into a relationship is why a lot of people are in karmic situations. Yet this is exactly how I think you have been come to understand and accept a relationship that is more or less more leaning towards it being a divine counterpart. Not for a lot of you, but there are some of you. All right, this is a general collective reading, y'all. Like, she's gonna pick up on the loudest thing. You know, though that the loudest thing, you might be right in front of it, and you're like, I think you're talking to me. I might not be talking to you. Got it. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, the solar plexus and the sacral chakra, your intuition. You gotta follow, use your discernment. All right, this is gonna complicate it, and this is gonna complicate it too, and this, it's like that finger. It's the one that disciplines. But it's not always right to be pointing and shit, right? Anyway, so love is a big thing. Love had to be conditioned in the way that you approached it unconditionally. And then you've backtracked a bit while being engaged in this type of situation, and being able to like let the dominoes fall of the ones you've been putting up to kind of barricade yourself behind and become the person that you've come to, that person, to that moment of time of meeting that person. This energy is so loud that for those of you who aren't sure whether or not you're in a divine counterpart, you're not them. But what you possibly are under, which is like a divine hypnosis, is under a love spell. world works in one beautiful way. We label it as a universe, and the universe has so many complexities. When we start then understanding that we can look and and come to terms with trying to define universe, it becomes multifaceted. So many things start branching away from this concept. It's understanding from nothing comes everything. And the way that we come closest to feeling value is when something comes in and fills in the void that we thought we were missing, especially if it's emotional, especially if in the past we've been traumatized or missing out on something we didn't know was missing until something comes passing by in our existence and it triggers an awareness that we are in void of something. So then we become hungry to have more of that. Just like something that is hard for you to say no to in regards to a food that you like to eat. It was good once. It's something that you know is going to be good again. The chances that it's going to be good again is astronomically higher because you've consumed it before. And it all came from you never having it before. And you never having it before and then being able to have it makes you realize, oh, you can have the things that you so-called think you need. And then we start playing a game of the things we think we need versus the things we think we want. And then we battle those decisions with what we've been indoctrinated to understand about this life. By indoctrination, I'm talking about how we were raised, however that may look like for you when you were entering into this world and you started living and breathing and be amongst everything else. That indoctrination has been inconvenient. Inconvenient indoctrination. Whew. And the fact that it's been inconvenient arises only when we've then come through situations, whether it's people, whether it's opportunities. They fill in something, and we take a sip from that opportunity, and then we take more sips and more sips until maybe we're empty and then we want to refill again. Those are very different life lessons that can be put into that formula. And when it's inconvenient is when we realize how exhausted we are from a certain routine. It's not that it's an average of, oh, I can gravitate towards doing more of it. I'm more gravitating towards the fact that I'm exhausted for participating in it. And if that's as a background story that's going on at the same time as everything else that's going on, it means that there is a resonancy of an inconvenient indoctrination that has taken place, that your internal version of you has now matured to realize and accept is the truth. And then when you come up to that with honest measures, that's when you then get to kind of live and swim in the contradiction that the world has to offer and the universe has to offer, because it then starts giving you the viewpoints of how you can look at the world, because that's the only way that you can look at it. And then addressing the desires and the outcomes of the desires, or the need of a void, and asking the void how it will feel validated, are all impersonal things to do with your own personal song and dance. It's not a song really that when you sing, someone else can listen to and understand exactly all the reasons that put that song together for you to be able to share. But there are elements of a perception that may have been so understood that when they speak on behalf of bringing a sensation to listening out to your song, that you then the listener and the original culprit of sharing that message, you become gratified that someone can acknowledge that. And what they're acknowledging are the truths. Yet the honest measure of that same sentence is that, well, they don't know exactly what exact truths they are. And those are the little degree where truths are different than honesty. And honesty outweighs truth. And truth is the one that gets you to understand and value honesty. As much as conditions are important to understand when you have met and can let go of something that is unconditional. We have the Emperor. And we have the Six of Coins, generosity. So someone's really dabbling in conspiracy theories and topics and wanting to stay ahead of the game of what you know. A lot of you Leos are really, like, your textbook information is pretty damn centered. Like, it's pretty full on, all right? This is a powerful energy here, Six of Coins here. This isn't about just wanting to even out the playing field and make sure you get respect for the things that you put out. This is I won't put up with just anything. At the same time, this energy is forcing you to recognize that you can almost be sometimes a bit too far out there, and not about what you believe. It's not about the information being false or truths or like your conspiracy theorists and all that. It's not about those validations. I'm over that. It's not that, because I'm all about conspiracy theories. I love that shit. I love talking about it. I love triggering people. All right, so it's been controversial in itself to be able to say that. At the same time, that's why we're here. You've been triggered, you're here. I'm triggered, I'm here. So we're here to trigger everybody up. So fuck it. And this is that kind of that mini acknowledgement to that energy, while it being very generous at the same time. Like, you can have a very strong opinion and be polite about it. Like, you can have a very strong-minded perspective and a belief system that you'll never back down to, but you can still share space with somebody else's point of view and mind frame. This isn't about learning to become this energy. This is you being that energy. And since you are that energy, you are very intimidating to a lot of people, and they don't really know how to acclimatize themselves around you. And I think this has been under the lessons here with the Fool energy to kind of give you some sort of know-how when the Fool doesn't really give you any kind of know-how. Right? You're just kind of gallantly walking, like existing, being there, singing to your own song and dance, and you're doing it for the right reasons. And when you look at your life that are sometimes inopportunistic, that brings you to tarot readers and to validation sectors and stuff like that, you've been in this mode of the Emperor, overzealous energy of masculine energy, non-gender specific, that is saying push, 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 and you've been pushing. And even I might be even addressing to areas where you're like, that's not me as of late. It's true. It might be true. I don't know if it's true, but it what's happening though is that timeline is still present in this present moment, and that energy from yonder is still being pushed out. That's why you're still kind of supposed to relax a bit and enjoy this fruitful energy that the Fool is surrounded with, because you put a lot of work into being here in this moment, although you're questioning it a lot. And that's a bit of to Ether's interest. Why are you sitting here questioning so much when you've kind of been rocking in alignment with Ether to reap these rewards? I think what's missing for the Emperor is the tribe. The commonality of the community for likeness. Yet Ether wants, I think people don't understand community is the whole goddamn globe, pretty much the whole damn galaxy. There is not one that gets to be a little bit more deserving on one end than the other, and it's been very undeserving and very unbalanced for too many longitude and latitude lines here. The whole fucking matrix has got to be shut down and to kind of be resurrected again. You know, the only way that we can really do that is for the Ether making it very like, all right, you can nonchalantly go about your way, with your bay, at the bay. Yeah, you know, I usually don't say this, but maybe bring some slippers to that beach, because it might not be all white, pearly, beachy sand that's luscious and velvety. It might be some pebbles and shit. It might hurt when you stomp on it a little bit, you know. And you're ready for whatever, and you've been ready. You've been on this, you're booked end right now on both a bit of feminine, masculine energies, yes, but it's not up to Fool to provide gender. It's more of like, will you provide identity to yourself? And you're mixed with so many different kind of colors. All can lean in femininity, all can lean to masculinity, but that's the only way they will lean. It's feminine and masculine energies, non-gender specific. To be able to understand how doing all of this work is so also to the blessing of the Emperor having taught this fool that you can reap the rewards of going through a journey unknown, because we have been in the background knowing it all along. So you're figuring out where you stand and where to take your next course of trajectory, your next cycle, your next day, your next moments. Too many. You know. Some of you want to slow down and just be with your love and have babies, you know, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Ether wants that for you too. Some of you have been on this journey of, you know, having a family, and you feel the calling that the world is fucked up and you want to help heal it. But you can do wonders. Like, I'm getting a little heart symbology, ironically, from this mountain here. You can heal by just being all the way over here. What you think it is hurt over here. Someone is thinking about getting a tattoo. You know, again, there's so many fucking controversial perspectives out there. Like, if getting a tattoo is divinely, like, seriously. Majority of what has happened in the passive education or indoctrination period, whether it's whatever niche you want to subjectify it as, there's been some toxic shit out there. We've all somehow picked up a lot of those dust bunnies of what shit other people have done, and just because we're in the pathway of the same shit, we get shitted on. And then are we supposed to then ask, well, is that divine too? It can't be divine in one moment and then denial in another, when all of it is then under the category of divine. It's just how much you're going to give credit to it, or to who gets the credit. That's the inevitable question. Well, then if that's the inevitable question, that's the question we can't answer, because it's been answered in the inevitability. Alright, we have the Star card and the Death card. I mean, intense. Okay, intense energies here to push through, find your identity. This is about understanding self. You are wanting to explore so many different readings perhaps, and you've been in them. You're a reader perhaps yourself. You want to take it somewhere else. Yet you're stuck. You're stuck with something. And the ether doesn't want you to keep going to general collectives to figure it the fuck out. If you're not going to go to yourself in the zen of your body, or your body to try to get the zen of your body. Okay. So most of you are going to learn this type of... Because I think some of you are also afraid of going through the recollections of time past because of the pain. You know, the typical thing, like, I don't want to go through the metamorphosis stages of realizing how far I've come, because the pain of metamorphosis or change is just brutal. You know, you have this quality of the Star card, though. It means that you've reached the literally the galaxies back there, you know, the sun, the moon, the stars of everything, and decided that, you know, let be and let go. Once you were able to do that, that's when you've met so-called the kiss of death, where it's a form of serenity that is so quiet that you know you're going to get bored existing in it for too long. So you become engaged by something. And the more of a star seed you are, the more you are from intergalactic lights of being. This will make more sense as to why the current person in your trajectory, if not in the very room with you, is the divine counterpart that will take you and push you to exactly where you need to go, but be in the exact same present moment of now. No matter how rich or poor you are, you both kind of understand that. It's a commonality. It's almost like we don't even have to go there speaking it, that we know that. Yet the issue is, why are you here in this reading? What is it that you're missing that you think you need to bring voice and reason to give you permission to be? And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I see a lot of like Freemasonry kind of shit here going on, like ritualistic shit that is just through the politics of time, that you being together with your person and there's a collective energy happening at the same time. Just wait for the ether to kind of clear things out collectively for you to kind of see where you're going to beam through, because the beaming through is going to be through the connection here that you have with your partner, coming, however, only from the connection that you've mastered of yourself already. Once you understood that light of love that you carried and bring and share with each other transcends the moments of time and is then back here, the glow of light through the darkness. Okay. It transcends through all time and space and is there to heal all and everything. The healing all and everything is a timeline is very difficult for a lot of people because they want it now. But now isn't here as much as yesterday, and tomorrow isn't. And however they are also real at the same time is how focused we are to accepting the now, the yesterday and tomorrow. All right. It's 20. Ace of Cups, birth. Look at that. So the light of love kind of pushes through the darkness. And the best way for you to accept that is not through necessarily emotional means, because I think that's part of the journey of the unknowns, and that's the fickle journey of emotions, unfortunately. Something tangible makes more sense. So new opportunities, new definitive timelines, new ascension symptoms. And as we look in here, we have then like the moon coming through here. Like something always on the horizon. Always an attachment. Never detached. Never lost. Never taken. Always understood. Always seen. But the more independent you are, the higher and the most amount of glow you have. So to make that clear, it's birthing. I love that. I love that the Ace of Coins is a birthing notion. It makes it tangible. It makes it material. It makes it something you can hold, feel. And when you can hold and feel it, it gives the human mind more permission to accept it as to be it. I'm going to pull some other few cards for you. Four of Wands, no. I really wanted it to be the Four of Wands. It's not. It's 10 of, not 8. 9 of Cups. Some of you, individually, some point of time in your existence somewhere, you may have possibly thought about a world. And in that world, you felt part of that world. And as you faced this world, you kept being reminded that there's another world out there. And at the same time, this world is telling you that that world that is telling you you want to go back to is found right here. And that's what it means to exist in as a starseed. To know that you're from a time and space out there, born right here, to bring that out there, here in the now. Make sense of that? 8 of Cups, saw it in the deck, was feeling that energy, wanting to come through. I'm glad that it came through. 8 of Cups, all right? Giving yourself permission to feel that passion of change. The truths are going to be really triggered here. I'm feeling that throat chakra really being like, it's difficult. So what could be difficult here is speaking the truth that speaking your truths, that the connections that you have with your loved ones, no more. Being able to cut ties. Excuse me. Being able to cut ties completely. Feeling okay to do that. Feeling like you are a mother and a father doing that. Letting go of your child. Even if you're the child, the one saying, I gotta let go of my sibling, let go of my mom, my dad, adopted, biological, whatever that fucking means. Culture, religion, theology, perspective, politics, whatever that means, there is something within you that you've been protecting. You didn't know you were protecting it because you've been a bully about everything else in life, that you can't convince yourself that you've actually been in protective mode of an identity that is not yet ready to be as explosive in this world until now. And you're like entering. Where the Fool is like wandering in one direction, this energy here, the 8 of Cups, is walking towards it. It's like your past that has gone in the future is meeting up with your future self and like meeting each other in the present moment. could benefit from sacred geometry, numerology, not so much angelic numbers. You're kind of like above that narrative now. You're over that timeline. We have the Ace of Cups here. So where I liked where the Ace of Coins was that tangible energy. This is the emotional fluidity coming through. That lesson being enriched through the bird now coming through that cup. And where it's the meeting of two hearts and souls and minds and bodies, and the lesson all coming together as I pointed out earlier, for you, the individual, the person, the soul aspect of being the full energy here, the one that starts your journey, the one that's identifying with themselves, is becoming more identifiable here with the Ace of Cups. You're going towards enriching. You're going towards nourishment. Queen of Cups energy here. Taking yourself not only seriously, but allowing the sands of time to go through the ripples of time. I think earlier I said something about, not velvety sand, something about the sand. And here's the pebbles. When I brought this card up, here are the pebbles, and she's by the water. She's not gonna listen out to wearing shoes, because she knows that she is the one that wants to mesh and feel everything. So you amp yourself up and you one up that lesson, and you pretty much bring your whole fucking throne to the beach. That's how much you're learning how to take pride of who you are and what you love, and how you do the loving and the receiving. And it doesn't mean that you show up with a fucking bourgeois tent here either. I don't know why that shows up, that mark. Anyway. But yeah. I think we're gonna round it out a bit. This connection has a surprise for not only you, but for everyone. It's the power dynamic of a connection that you're either going to enter or have entered. I'm taking this card here. This is the Ten of Pentacles. You want me to look at the bottom, which is the Ace of Pentacles. You want me to look at that, which is the Two of Swords energy. Please know I read energy however I seem fit, which is all around. So keeping a picture upside down to me is as uncomfortable as wanting to study a picture upside down. It's stupid. Not stupid, just not my way. Alright, so you don't see this adventure right now with how the Ace of Coins mentioned earlier is opportunistic. It's not meant for you to see here with the Two of Swords, okay? What it is meant for you to understand is that you're heading towards it with the Knight of Cups, okay? You're heading towards that energy. What's above it is the 10, what came out in the top of the deck is a sort of, in that outpole that they want me to take, is the 10 of Pentacles. They want me to take this, the Three of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles, okay? So all those pentacles is saying, what's the problem? This is a very slow journey, but it's exactly where you needed it to be, and exactly where you saw it be. Honestly, some of you are very needy. That comes forth with still needing to know this energy here. What you know of your successes isn't met by your failures. It's every time you get up and just get up and show up, that provides a different perspective of what changes are meant to be experienced. Having that type of understanding gives you more comfortable, comforting perspective to run in alignment with, so that when something comes in as chaotic, you can deal with it better instead of in a chaotic situation and then actually have like things get lost and be slippery because you just can't hold on to them tangibly. And that's when you have too much of a chaotic mind. And this is, I think, exactly where it needs to be in order for you to understand why things have been in your world how it is, and then how it takes place, how everyone else sees the world. Those two are working in cohesion at all times. It's how much the glow of one ether to another kind of shows you where the all of universe is. That's a different perspective to kind of get a singular window of perspective in. It's possible, but not something that you need to give yourself too much anxiety and worried of concern to need to be participatory, that there's something for you to have to fix it. Universe in that case has already been fixed. All right, I'm being told to leave the messages where they are. All right, wherever you are in this ether of this global phenomenon, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night. And if you're interested in any of my services, again, check out the description box below, and we'll take it from there. Keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.